Good afternoon, everybody. This is Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. We're here at the Ludington Boys Soccer 2023 Media Day at the CatchMark SportsNet office. We are here in the podcast room. It's not really a season preview. You guys have already started your season, but we're going to talk about last season, this season, etc. But first, I want to introduce our guest of the show. We have seniors Spencer Holmes and Parker Wendt. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we got Coach Chris Anderson. So thanks for coming in and bringing all the boys in today.
Yeah, thanks for allowing us to be here.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is always a fun thing for us. So let's just learn a little bit about you guys here on the podcast. Spencer, tell me a little bit about yourself. I heard you had a dad that might have been a pretty good basketball player back in the day.
Yeah, my dad was a really good basketball player for Scottville back in the day. He was a leading scorer for over 20 years.
Jeremy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. And then led me to being like a basketball player and trying to do what he could do, but not as good.
I may have a friend who your dad dunked on back in the day. I won't mention that friend's name, but if he's listening or does listen to us, he's gonna get a good chuckle because I think he successfully blocked a dunk attempt earlier in the game, and then he just got crammed on and he ran into the wall and broke his wrist or something. So it was a double whammy for my buddy. But so anyway, so yeah, and then obviously Parker, tell us a little bit about yourself as well too. I know you play basketball too. So
I wish I played basketball.
no, I thought you did.
Good. No, I'm not good at basketball.
I thought you played basketball.
No, I played in like third grade.
Oh, sorry for getting that wrong. I know you play soccer well, though. I know you both do because you're both, top-notch players for Ludington. But, tell us a little bit more about yourself, though, what you like to do.
I like to, I play soccer in Grand Haven for a club. I travel all around Michigan, go out of state sometimes. I mainly play soccer, don't do a whole lot else.
Yeah, that's cool. And both of you guys, when did you start into soccer? Like, how young were you?
Like 4 or 5 is probably when I started.
About the same, yeah, super young.
Yeah. And then Coach Chris Anderson, how long you been doing this? You've been at this a while, right?
Yeah, so this actually is my 21st season and 13th as the varsity coach in Ludington. And I was also a 3-year varsity player when the program started back in the 80s.
Yeah. What year did you graduate?
I graduated 89.
I graduated
Or
91.
90, actually 90.
I graduated 91, so
yep,
you got me by just a little bit. Yeah, so
And I've been coaching so long that Spence is actually my first second-generation player. So his mom played for me when I was coaching high school as well.
And on this topic, a former player of yours is sponsoring this. If we could just give him a shout-out at Safe Harbor Credit Union, what can you say about
Well,
him?
actually, Adam never played for me, but he
Okay.
was a Ludington player, and I
Yeah.
know him pretty well. Our paths have crossed, and Adam was a phenomenal player in our program. He had a twin brother as well, so Adam was always up front. He was the goal scorer, and then his brother Aaron was in the goal. So yeah, it's really cool that he's sponsoring us here.
No, that's awesome. That when we get local businesses that can support the kids and it supports us as well. So we just think it's a great thing. We thank everything that Safe Harbor Credit Union has done for us, and done for Ludington Soccer as well. So thank you very much for that. But so you coach girls soccer as well, though, right?
I do.
You've been doing that both the whole time?
Yes. Yep. I started coaching the girls, probably late 90s. And then I kind of started coaching at the varsity level with the girls about 2002, I believe. So, yep.
So you guys coming off a great season, and that's just your tradition. I mean, you were 16-3-1 the year before, 18-2-1 last year. Great, phenomenal run that you guys have had last year. In your first year in the West Michigan Conference, you won the league, and then you got to the districts Division II, which is always a tough go. You ran into Reese Puffer, and you're probably getting tired of hearing about Reese Puffer at this point. But how do you guys kind of summarize what the season was last year, and maybe what you guys took away from that?
It was definitely a success. We could have done better in districts, but I think overall we played really well. 60-plus goals overall, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we were pretty potent last year, and also very, very stingy defensively as well. I think, what were we, under 10 last year?
Under 10, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
And I think we were pretty close the year before, too.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun, winning that many games. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, it was really successful, I thought, in my eyes.
And then you guys are 2-2 this year. I mean, I think one of the games was Puffer again, right? You played him again.
Yep.
Obviously, tough game for you guys. But what are the things you learned by playing teams like that?
How well they are with possession of the ball. Just the way that they move without the ball and with the ball is just it's a level that we want to get to. I think, in our eyes, and their defense is really good as well, and just how they just have control and poise on the ball.
Yeah, you can definitely see like the training they do off, like not during the game, but like what work they put in, like outside of the game.
No, and last year the run you guys had the great regular season. I mean, everyone's run. Only one team's going to be standing at the end, so you're always going to have that end. And even the teams that win, there's always an end to it. But what was your message after that game with Puffer last year, and then again this year? What were your messages, I guess?
I mean, you can't take like one game. It's unfortunate. You always want to keep playing, but you got to look at what we accomplished and where we were and the achievements, and you got to celebrate the small things. And the last loss is always the toughest because that's right in the forefront of your mind and all that stuff. But then when you take a little bit of time and you look back, at our season, it was a phenomenal season to step into the West Michigan Conference and win that conference title the first year that we were in it. And being that we're in it with 10 other schools, there's 11 of us. So we also had a perfect record last year in conference. So that was kind of another huge accomplishment that sometimes they lose that focus on it with that last loss. So they just had to take back and look at what we accomplished the whole season and the great things that were there.
Yeah, that shouldn't wipe away all the great things you did.
Right.
It's one game, and that's the way it goes. But that's a great run last year, undefeated in the league. And do you guys feel you're wearing more of a bullseye this year? Or do you feel you guys were last year too?
I think it's about the same. I mean, our team definitely changed a lot, lost a lot of seniors in our back line. So new back line, they got to learn varsity level a little bit. But I think it's about the same. We're always top team. So,
Yeah, people are just going to be coming for us either way. So
Yeah. So I understand you have a new facility to play on.
We do.
How excited are you? I mean, you've already played a game on it, right? Or not yet?
Yeah, we played our opening game on it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, how excited are you about the facility though? And I saw some aerial shots of that, and I was there for the football media day. But yeah, that's insane. Just that how close to the lake you guys are, and just that scene, that the aerial view of that.
Yeah, it's really nice, and it's going to benefit us, moving forward for quite a few years. The nice thing is, I keep saying it'll be nice in late September, early October when we're playing a game on it after we've been on it, football's been on it, and the surface is still going to be the same that it was when we stepped on it in August. So that's really a good thing to look forward to.
So where were you guys playing before then? What was your other field that you played on?
Well, we were still there at Oriole
Still
Field.
on the
It
football
was just
field?
grass.
It was just probably torn up like as you alluded to,
Yeah,
maybe.
especially if we had some bad weather.
So do you guys prefer the natural surface better, or do you think the turf is the better thing in the long run?
definitely turf.
definitely turf. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much better. Like 10 out of 10 grass is preferred over turf, but
Yeah.
anything less than that.
If you can upkeep it,
Right.
the upkeep with it and everything. So
Yeah, I mean, if we had grounds crew like, World Cup, they have, then maybe the grass would be nice, but we don't have that.
we have a commenter, our first commenter on this podcast. Mason Marison says, "Thank you, Safe Harbor." So one of your teammates, right?
Yeah.
On there saying so.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Mason, for that shout out for Safe Harbor. They deserve it. And again, thanks from us and everyone here to Safe Harbor for sponsoring this event. So, goals this season. What are the things you guys are looking to achieve? What are the lists of things that you have down that you want to do?
I think the main ones are win conference again, and then win districts is also a big one as well. It's been one of our goals for the last couple of years. So it'd feel good to finally win one.
And it's a different district this year too. What can you guys say about that?
Yeah, it was a different district, and then it became a different district 2 days ago as well.
Again?
Yes.
Yeah.
They pulled us east, so pretty much you take a line, draw it across US 10. Now it's us all the way over to Bay City. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Yeah. Jeez. What do you guys think about that? It's a little bit of a hike.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think about it yet. I mean, I haven't played some of those teams, but we've been looking at some of the records, and hopefully it's in our favor. Yeah.
So, Coach, what can you say about these two guys here, about what they mean to the team, what they've meant? Because they've been around a while. I think, Spencer, is this your fourth year?
Third.
And it's Parker's fourth year, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys have been here and just stable players, just consistent forces throughout the whole time. And What would you say that these guys bring to the program?
Well, I mean, the obvious is the scoring punch that these two bring. You know, both of them were plus 20 goals last year. So, and the nice thing is then you don't have one person that, you know, a team can key on. They play off of each other extremely well. But I think the other thing, and it's probably more so than the goal scoring, is they just model how to work and how to go out on the field and play to a level that, you know, everybody else kind of raises the rest of our team. So, you know, and it doesn't have to always be, your leaders don't always have to be verbal, that type of thing. They just go out there and they just show this is how you get to work and this is what you do.
No, they're setting that standard for you guys, right?
Yep.
Tone setters. So how important is it to be those people for your program, do you think?
Definitely very important with these younger kids now, and just they don't really know what to do. And then we go out there and just try to show them what to do and show them what the standard that they need to be at and the level that we need to compete at.
Yeah, it definitely showed our first game against Reese Puffer how new they were to the varsity level with each other.
Yeah. So, as far as the team, who are the different personalities? Like, who's like the class clown or team clown? Who's the guy that's always going to get a laugh?
Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle who?
Kyle Stidham.
Yeah. Why is that? What's he do?
He's just a goofy guy.
Yeah, he's the goofy guy, interesting kid.
He just gets along with everyone, makes fun of everybody.
So is it Reinhold? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Is he the brain of the team?
Yeah.
Or is that just a joke you guys are making during your TikTok?
He's pretty smart.
Yeah, he's really smart.
We actually have quite a few guys that are pretty smart, but yeah, Reinhold's definitely one of the top ones there.
Connor Wentz.
Oh.
Does anyone know Connor Wentz?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
graduated last year.
Yeah, so he's commenting on there. What is the best goal ever? So you guys need to answer that.
Last year when we played Whitehall, I think that was my best goal ever when I hit with my left. I think that was probably my best goal ever.
I don't know what my best goal ever is. I know I scored against Whitehall last year too. I put it upper 90.
He's like, when you score so much, it's hard to narrow it down to one.
Connor's only ever scored like one goal, so it's not going to be him.
It's not going to be him. Huh? He's not in that discussion.
Nope.
But
He would say it's PK, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
who was that against?
It was in the state cup, right?
yeah. He won the Premier State Cup for.
He was the last shooter,
his
right?
Last shot.
So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. Yeah, he's got a big weekend.
We
The
do.
Car Ferry Cup now, maybe not going to be the same as it was originally planned. So, Chris, what can you tell us about what that is, what it was meant to be, what it's going to be?
So this is actually the third year of it. So 3 years ago, actually, let me back up. It was probably 4 years ago. The coach at Manitowoc reached out to me and he said, "Hey, what about this idea? Would you like to do this? We'll kind of alternate every other year. You come over, we'll come over." So the plan was to go over there in the fall of 2020. Well, that didn't happen just because of kind of all the restrictions and the guidelines. So we delayed it for a year. Then in 2021, we went across on the boat. We played them. And I think it's kind of a cool experience. It's very interesting. There's a lot of kids that live in Ludington who haven't traveled on the Badger boat. So it was kind of neat to see that experience and the team building and just a really cool atmosphere and to see what everybody how they hang out and where they go and the things they explore on the boat. And then it's a really kind of a good camaraderie thing between our two schools. The parents are involved. Last year they came across and unfortunately the boat wasn't doing 2 sailings, so they had to stay 2 nights. Well, they ended up camping out at Oriole Field one of the nights. And then our parents, we put together just kind of a big potluck picnic and everything for them afterwards and just kind of some camaraderie and stuff. This year, obviously, the boat kind of shut down, so we had to kind of change gears, and we're actually taking a shuttle bus around through Chicago and up there, and then we'll bring back after we play on Saturday.
So how long is it across the lake on the Badger?
So if we took the boat, it'd be a 4-hour boat ride.
What is it in vehicle by
So
vehicle?
with the bus, it'll be about 6.5 hours.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that? I mean, there's nothing you can do. You just got to make the best of it, right?
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
You make memories,
I'm
right?
almost more excited to ride the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys been on the Badger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one time when we went over.
I was going to say, so was Scoop going to be going with you too or not?
I don't know if he wasn't working the last year when we went over.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd be working this time or
Yeah.
not. Who knows?
Yeah. So what are the things you're looking most forward to about the season then?
Definitely just the team evolving together. From the first game to now, we can already see the growth from our defense all the way up to our attack. So I'm excited to see how much better we get.
Yeah, just the same. I'm excited to see how far we can get and how much better we can get.
Any closing thoughts from you, Coach?
Like they reference, we have a lot of juniors on this team. They're probably actually the biggest part of our team, but all of them were on JV last year. So this is, a new experience for them being up at varsity. And I think that first game, they was just a little bit of a shock. But, as they said, you can see how we've evolved and just how they've gained confidence, and they are a little bit, wiser to the speed of play and the physicality of the varsity level as well. So kind of a cool thing to see where we get to.
Well, we have an LOL from Connor Went now. So in response to the earlier discussion, I'm quite sure. So any feedback from you guys to him before we sign off?
I don't even know. I'll see you later.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, for coming on. And again, thank you to Safe Harbor Credit Union for supporting this Media Day event. Spencer Holmes, Parker Went, Chris Anderson. I'm Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. This was the Ludington Boys Soccer Media Day podcast. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for being here today, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.